Welcome to day 3 of the 2025 Parkland Challenge. I'm your host, Antoine Thomas. To kick off the bracket 3, we have the Warriors of Tuscola against the Panthers of PBL. Let's meet the teams.
Sam Herodine, senior.
Dominic Brown, freshman.
Roland Edison, senior.
Jerry Dunleavy, sophomore.
Braxton Moody, junior.
Braden Taylor, senior.
Kaylin Shin, junior.
Alyssa Hegarty, sophomore.
Claire Leonard, junior.
Reader Manning, junior.
Dane Manning, junior.
Bella Duker, sophomore.
Now let's get started with the first question. PBL, are you ready? Tuscola, are you ready? All right, first question of the round. What color shoes does Mickey Mouse traditionally wear? Braden.
Yellow.
That is correct. Who was Captain Hook's first mate in Peter Pan? Jerry.
Smee.
That is correct. What long-legged bird is also the name of a Las Vegas hotel?
Flamingo.
That is correct. What bandana-wearing action hero was honored with a shrine at Chattanooga's National... Braden.
Rambo.
That is correct. Regarding data storage, what does the acronym SSD stand for? Brexton?
Solid state drive.
That is correct. How many days is Hanukkah? Jerry?
8.
That is correct. Which southern state is the Old Dominion? Roland?
Mississippi.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
Arkansas.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Virginia.
I was thinking.
What is the state capital of Alaska? Jerry?
Juneau.
That is correct. What is the London subway system called? Jerry?
The Tube.
That is correct. All the president's men were concerned with the downfall of what 20th century president? Roland?
FDR.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Nixon.
That is correct.
Yeah. Water. Yeah, I was thinking.
Who was the Roman god of the sea? Jerry.
Neptune.
That is correct. What's the name of the cartoon dog that wants to take a bite out of crime? Braden.
McGruff the crime dog.
That is correct. What man dressed in gray rode a horse named Traveler? Jerry.
Lee.
That is correct. What is a female donkey called? Brexton?
Mare.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Something.
I don't know.
Okay. The correct answer is a Jenny.
Huh.
What word defines sound too low for human hearing? Braden.
Subaudible.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Subsonic.
That is incorrect. The correct word is infrasonic. A cygnet is the young of what bird? Brexton.
Swan.
That is correct. A majority of adults have how many permanent teeth? Kaylin.
32.
32 is correct. What word for Greek origin describes the choice between two unpleasant alternatives? Braden.
Dichotomy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Ultimatum.
That is incorrect. The correct is dilemma.
Oh. I was thinking like a false dichotomy.
What drowns out all but the brightest stars, according to the Lord of the Rings? Brayden.
The One Ring?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
I read it just a little bit ago, but...
Winter.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is moonlight. Calico cats are almost always what sex? Brayden.
Female?
That is correct. What is the smallest number of atoms that a molecule can have? Jerry.
2.
That is correct. What could Harrison's chronometer accurately measure during the 18th century voyages? Alyssa.
Nautical miles?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Time?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is longitude.
It's not a good
And now it's time for the video round going to Tuscola.
On August 2nd, 2024, American rock band Aerosmith canceled their farewell tour due to a vocal cord injury to their lead singer. Can you name the frontman who has been singing for the band since the day they formed?
dollar. John.
Steven Tyler and Aerosmith formed in 1970, and the band went on to be nominated for 17 Grammy Awards, winning 4 of them for Best Performance by a Rock Duo or Group with a Vocal.
And now back to the questions. What is the deepest lake in the United States? Jerry.
Lake Superior?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Crater Lake?
That is correct. What is a castrated horse called? The correct answer is a gelding. Which component in gasoline engines ignites the fuel? Roland.
Spark plug.
That is correct. What is the largest molecule in nature? Brexton.
Titan.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Say oxygen.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is human chromosome. What southern city did Andrew Jackson name for one on the Nile River? Braden?
Memphis?
That is correct. Which chemical element gives the blood a lobster or bluish tint? Brexton?
Hemocyanin.
That is incorrect.
Iron.
Would you like to steal?
Iron?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is copper.
Yeah.
The Gray Lady is a nickname for what newspaper? Roland.
New York Times.
That is correct. What does the Q stand for in Q-tip? Roland.
Quick.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Quilted.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is quality.
Oh.
What 2 World War I enemies suffered 1 million casualties in the Battle of Verdun?
France and Germany?
That is correct. What president is on the $50 bill? Roland.
Jackson.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Is it? Grant?
That is correct. What city had North America's first medical school, bank, and city paid police force? Brady.
Boston?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sure.
Charlotte?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Philadelphia.
Boston was a fair casting.
What town did the Pied Piper rid of rats? Jerry.
Hamelin.
That is correct. In 44 BC, Julius Caesar was killed in which Roman building? Brady.
The Senate?
That is correct. Which American pioneer businessman was responsible for the 40-hour work week and the minimum wage? Roland.
Ford.
That is correct. What famous samba singer was known for wearing a bowl of fruit on her head? And the correct answer is Carmen Miranda. What type of animal hat did TV's Davy Crockett, Braden?
Raccoon skin.
That is
Well,
in.
It's a raccoon hat, but it's a raccoon skin cap. So
that is correct.
All right. Giving too much detail about that.
Name the 4 states named New something. Alyssa?
New York, New Jersey, New Mexico, New Hampshire.
That is correct.
Going to college there.
What U.S. state has a picture of the Big Dipper on its flag? Alyssa?
Alaska.
That is correct. And that ends round 1.
My name is Brittany Scott. I went to Parkland College and graduated in 2016. I decided to not go to a 4-year school to save some money. I knew I would take the same classes. Actually, some of my classes here were more difficult than my 4-year school. I studied general science. I am a civil designer or civil engineer. It's very rewarding to me to see something go from the plans that you drew to being built. Great futures start at Parkland College.
With the score of Tuscola 150 and PBL 130, we're now going to enter the lightning round, where wrong answers will cost you points. Let's get started. Which Italian town is mostly the setting of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? Jerry.
Verona.
That is correct. Pirate of Penzance was written by what duo? The correct answer is Gilbert and Sullivan. Which silver state was admitted to the Union in 1864? Brexton?
Nevada.
That is correct. If a Frenchman wants to meet you vis-a-vis, how does he want to meet you? Braden.
Face to face.
That is correct. 1988 Winter Olympics speed skating champion Bonnie Blair is from what Illinois town? And the correct answer is Champaign.
Well,
What was the world's first electrically lighted city? And the answer is Wabash, Indiana. What is the name of Superman's dog? Braden.
Crypto.
That is correct. When the first regular phone service was established in 1878, how did people answer? And the correct answer is ahoy. How many people were on Noah's Ark? Sam.
4.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 8. Who was the 7th president? And the correct Alyssa?
Harrison.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Andrew Jackson. Does sound travel fastest through air, water, or steel? Jerry.
Air.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is steel. What kind of frequency is so high that human beings cannot hear it? Brexton.
Ultrasonic.
Ultrasonic is correct. In which city was Martin Luther King assassinated in 1968? And the correct answer is Memphis, Tennessee. And that ends our lightning round.
My name is Sampan Penlin, but I go by Sam. I'm a townie, so I was always aware of Parkland, and I had decided to get into policing. I came to Parkland and started studying criminal justice. I actually had the opportunity to gain a lot of really good relevant work experience. And I was here from fall of 1999, and then I transferred to Western Illinois University and started my police career up in Joliet, Illinois. I've been at Parkland for about 6.5 years, so it's been nice to support students in the way that I was back then. It feels like home. Great futures start at Parkland College.
Entering the third round, we have the score of Tuscola 180, PBL 120. Let's go ahead and get started with our first question. What is the word for the compulsion to light fires? Roland.
Combustion?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Pyrophilia. No.
And your answer would be?
Pyrophilia.
That is incorrect. It's pyromania.
Mania. That's what it is.
What movie is You Had Me at Hello from? Sam.
Girl vs. Monster?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Shark Tale.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Jerry Maguire.
What is he technically referenced in that movie?
Which are the 3 Baltic states that... Alyssa?
Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania.
That is correct. At what speed do full-length LPs play? And the answer is 33.33 RPM. Who wrote Mary Poppins? And the correct answer is P.L. Travers. Tasmania is an isolated island state belonging to which? Alyssa.
Australia.
That is correct. If a female horse and a male donkey mate, what is the offspring? Roland.
Mule.
That is correct. If a birdie is 1 under par and an eagle is 2, what bird name describes a double eagle in golf? Brexton.
Albatross.
That is correct.
That's what I was going to guess because it's a big bird.
What term does rapper BG say he wishes he patented when he used it for the title of his massive 1999 hit? And the correct answer is bling. Who wrote the fantasy novel Game of Thrones? Brayden?
George R.R. Martin.
That is correct. The show Magnum P.I. was recently rebooted and returned to CBS, but who was the original star of the popular crime drama when it was premiered in 1980? And the correct answer is Tom Selleck.
Oh, yeah.
Under whose presidency did Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines become U.S. territories? Jerry.
Theodore Roosevelt.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It was the guy before. It was the guy before him.
Eisenhower.
The correct answer is William McKinley. Name the psychological test which uses the subject's interpretation of a series of... Brayden?
Rorschach test?
That is correct. Which country is known as the land of the rising sun? Roland.
Japan.
That is correct. In 1916, President Woodrow Wilson issued a proclamation that officially established June 14th as what? And the correct answer is Flag Day. What do you call a number that is the product of two identical numbers being multiplied? Jerry.
Square.
That is correct. Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner, the English musician, singer, songwriter, and actor, is better known by what name? And the correct answer is Sting.
Yeah, the B movie.
What angle is formed by the hand of a clock at 4? Roland.
0.
That is incorrect. What angle is formed by the hand of a clock at 4? Would you like to steal?
65.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is 120 degrees.
Yeah, because 3 would be 90 degrees, so I was trying to think how much more would it be.
What is both the title of a Disney animated movie and a former Las Vegas casino? Jerry.
Hercules.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Treasure Planet.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Aladdin. And now the video round goes to PBL.
In July of 2024, President Joe Biden abandoned his campaign for re-election and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. Who would Harris name as her running mate just 1 month later?
Tim Walz. Tim Walz.
On August 6th, 2024, Kamala Harris would name the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, as her vice presidential running mate.
And now back to the questions. Which was the only vulnerable part of the Greek warrior hero? Roland?
His Achilles.
That is incorrect. Which was the only vulnerable part of the Greek warrior hero Achilles' body, according to ancient legend?
His heel.
That is correct.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, his heel.
In 2023, Tom Cruise continued his run of blockbuster success with the 7th film, Braden?
Mission Impossible.
That is incorrect. With the 7th film in the Mission Impossible franchise, what was the movie's full name?
Not a big fan. I don't.
And an answer would be?
The Last Mission?
The correct answer is Dead Reckoning.
What?
Emperor penguins live in which continent? Jerry.
Antarctica.
That is correct. On what part of the body is a corvette worn? Braden.
Neck.
That is correct.
The necktie.
In the Bible story of David and Goliath, how many stones did David have? Sam.
3.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
1. Yeah. 1.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 5.
Not very popular, was it?
How many colored squares are on a Rubik's Cube? Roland.
81.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
54.
54 is correct. Which bird cannot fly but is well suited to cold water? Braden.
Penguin.
That is correct. What is the hardest mineralized tissue in the human body? Claire.
Teeth.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Bone.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is enamel. Pope Francis, who was elected on March 13, 2013, is the first pope from which, Alyssa?
Jesuit order?
That is incorrect.
I was gonna say it.
Pope Francis was elected on March 13, 2013, and is the first pope from what country?
Argentina.
That is correct. What prominent facial feature is Hello Kitty missing? Roland.
Mouth.
That is correct. What two states border both Missouri and Tennessee? Jerry.
Illinois and Kentucky.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Two states that border.
Illinois and Arkansas?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Kentucky and Arkansas.
I mean, if we just get 5 points each, we got half the answer correct.
What color is the center of an archery target? Jerry.
Blue.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Red?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is gold.
Oh, the little dot right in the middle. All right.
Which state is nicknamed the Old Line State and the Free State? Dominic.
Texas.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
Massachusetts.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Maryland. IKEA, the ready-to-assemble furniture company, has its headquarters located, Braden?
Sweden?
That is incorrect. Located in what country?
U.S.
Sure.
U.S.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the Netherlands.
Yeah. Wrong, really nice Germanic people.
Which country and its territories covers the most time zones? Alyssa.
United Kingdom.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
U.S.
No, I don't. Russia has like 11, I think. Say Russia. Russia.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is France with 12 time zones.
Oh yeah. We should just call it. They're thinking French.
30 minutes.
What countries' holidays include Discovery Day, Natal Day, and Fête Nationals? Roland.
Argentina.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Brazil.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Canada.
Oh.
And that ends round 3.
My name is Zach Steffen, and my current role is an advanced markets consultant with Country Financial. I chose Parkland out of high school mainly because affordability, and I knew I would get a good education and be prepared for whatever the next steps were. The class sizes are the right size. The faculty is very accessible. I was able to take the skills I learned at Parkland and hit the ground running at Illinois. Ended up graduating in 2012 with a degree in agricultural economics. Great futures start at Parkland College.
The winner of the first game is Tuscola. They will await the winner of our next game between Tolono Unity and St. Joseph Ogden. Thank you, contestants. Our next matchup will be between the Rockets of Tolono Unity and the Spartans of St. Joseph Ogden. Let's meet the teams, then get started with the game.
Luke Ditchfield, Senior.
Caleb Peoples, Jr.
Landon Roberts, Jr.
Lauren Harris, Senior.
Amber Rupel, Junior.
Jeff Gossett,
Jr.
Lucio Wiesbrook, Jr.
Anna Amias, Jr.
Deacon Frederick Moore, Jr.
Allie Lancaster, Jr.
Soren Davis, freshman.
Andrew Donovan, freshman.
Now, let's go ahead and jump right on into our questions. St. Joseph Ogden, are you ready? Tolono Unity, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, our first question. What children's hospital was founded by Danny Thomas? Deacon.
St. Jude.
That is correct. Beta-carotene, transformed by the body into what vitamin, is a key ingredient for healthy eyesight? Callie?
Vitamin C.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Vitamin B, you think? Bill, think it'd be vitamin D also. Vitamin B.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is vitamin A.
All right.
Who was William Shakespeare's wife? Landon?
Veronica.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Elizabeth.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Anne Hathaway.
Oh.
By what name was the Hawaiian Islands formerly known? Luke?
The Republic of Hawaii.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Oahu.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Sandwich Islands.
Sandwiches.
What Alabama city saw state troopers attack? Anna?
Montgomery.
That is incorrect. What Alabama city saw state troopers attack civil rights marchers on Edmund Pettus Bridge?
Selma.
That is correct. In 1890, which Sioux chief was killed by police? Deacon?
Sitting Bull.
That is correct. The abbreviation ORD for Chicago O'Hare Airport comes from what old name? Caleb?
Orangefield.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Orange Drive.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Orchard Field.
Oh. Equals. Yeah.
Along with Mike Wallace, who was the original co-host of 60 Minutes? Luke.
Cronkite.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Steve.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Harry Reasoner. What state's flower is the Mayflower? Caleb.
Massachusetts.
That is correct.
Nice.
The change in a wave's frequency when the source and observer are in motion relative to one another is known as what? Deacon.
Redshift.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
We can guess amplitude. Amplitude.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Doppler effect.
Oh, right.
On Sesame Street, what is Oscar the Grouch's home? Deacon.
A trash can.
That is correct. With 12 Oscars nominations and 3 wins, who is the most nominated male actor in Academy Awards history? Deacon.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Tom Hanks.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Jack Nicholson. This American artist's graffiti-like work grew out of the New York street culture of the 1980s and depicted radiant babies, flying saucers, and haloed dogs. Deacon.
Banksy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
The only pop artist I know is Pollock. Pollock.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Keith Haring. What state produces more milk than any other state? Anna.
Wisconsin.
That is correct. And now the video round goes to St. Joseph Ogden.
On June 1st, 2024, the world's largest election ever ended in India after 6 weeks, with 642 million people voting in the country's general election. Can you name the capital of India and its 1 billion registered voters?
New Delhi.
Calcutta was the capital of India from 1772 to 1911, when the capital was shifted to the city of New Delhi.
All right, let's get back to our questions. In what year was the Model T automobile introduced by Henry Ford? Deacon.
1910.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Let's go. 1908.
1908 is correct.
Let's go. Okay, let's go.
Who was the mouse, Tom or Jerry? Luke.
Jerry.
That is correct.
I was not ready for that question.
What is a barley or other grain that is steeped, germinated, and then dried? Anna.
Wheat.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
No idea what the question is. It's like, what do you... Yeast? Sure. Yeast.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is malt.
Malt. Okay.
Who played Arnold Schwarzenegger's twin brother in Twins in Landon?
Danny DeVito.
That is correct. What was essentially started in July 1862 during the American Civil War when President Deacon?
Abolition of slavery.
That is incorrect. When President Abraham Lincoln and Congress passed a law because they needed money for the war. Would you like to steal it?
Income tax.
That is incorrect. The Internal Revenue Service.
IRS.
Which of the 4 Beatles was the oldest? Anna.
Lennon.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
I only know Ringo.
That is correct. What type of substance is lignite? Luke.
A rock.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It does sound like an ore. Crystal?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean.
Is it a mineral? A stone?
A mineral?
A substance.
A stone. I don't know.
A liquid?
The correct answer is coal.
Coal. Okay.
Coal or cold?
Coal.
If you are singing On the Banks of the Wabash, what state song? Anna.
Illinois.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
What state song are you singing?
Indiana.
That is correct.
I was thinking Wabash Avenue.
In the law, what name represents an unidentified man? Luke.
John Doe.
That is correct.
Let's go. Forensics.
What nation has the shortest national anthem? Luke.
Lithuania.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Okay.
Eswatini.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Japan with 4 lines.
Okay.
What is the strongest bone in the body? Tally.
Femur.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Is it teeth?
Yeah, that was my end.
Teeth?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is jawbone.
Oh. Yeah. I know.
Who was the vice president under John F. Kennedy? Deacon.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
That is correct.
Yeah.
What is soy sauce made of? Deacon.
Soybeans.
That is correct. What is the fastest healing muscle in the body? Landon.
The tongue.
That is correct. What origin does basal cells carcinoma?
Your skin.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Who invented and sold the torpedo? Luke.
John Torpedo.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Franklin Torpedo.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Samuel Colt.
Oh, like Colt.
What is the only mammal born with horns? Luke.
Goat.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Bison?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is giraffe.
Oh, yeah.
This gymnast became famous for her not impressed facial expressions. Lauren?
Simone Biles?
That is incorrect. After winning a silver medal at the 2012 Summer Olympics. Would you like to steal?
Cindy Lee.
That is incorrect. It's Michaela Maroney. And that ends round 1.
Great future start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Enroll in classes now at parkland.edu/summerfall25.
With the score of Tolono Unity 80, St. Joseph Ogden 110, we're going into the lightning round, where wrong answers will cost you points. Let's get started with the first question. Who was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize? And the answer is Marie Curie. What element is prominent in the formation of diamonds? Deacon.
Carbon.
That is correct. If you are looking for Waldo, what color does he wear? Caleb.
Red.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is red and white.
Colors.
What is the name of the bottom 9 miles of the Earth's atmosphere? Deacon.
Troposphere.
That is correct. What Mediterranean island was divided by Turkish invasion in Caleb?
Cyprus.
That is correct. What is a positively charged ion called? Deacon.
Anion.
That is, can you please repeat the answer?
Anion.
That is incorrect. It's a cation. When California became a state in 1850, what was the closest neighboring state? Caleb.
Texas.
That is correct. What are the names of Cinderella's 2 ugly sisters? Lauren.
Anastasia and Drizella.
That is correct. What U.S. highway stretches from Chicago to Anna?
66.
That is correct. Which month of the year is National Ice Cream Month? And the correct answer is July. In mathematics, what is the meaning of the term Google? Anna.
100 zeros.
That is correct. What city is the home to the Space Needle? Anna.
Seattle.
That is correct. What manic comic often ad-libbed his routines on the TV sitcom Mark and Mindy? Luke.
Williams.
That is correct. Which witch from Frank L. Baum's universe stars in Gregory Maguire's fable Wicked? Anna.
Elphaba.
That is correct. In Toy Story 2, what is the name of the horse? Luke.
Bullseye.
That is correct. That ends round 2.
Great future start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Enroll now at parkland.edu/fall25.
Going into round 3, Tolono Unity 130, St. Joseph Ogden 150. Let's get started with our questions. In what country was gunpowder invented? Luke.
China.
That is correct. What member of the European Union sports the internet domain extension .de? Deacon.
Denmark.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Germany. Germany.
Germany is correct. Who said when something is important enough, you do it even if odds are not in your favor? Luke.
Mark Twain.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Walt Whitman.
Okay.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Elon Musk.
Okay.
How many actors have portrayed the comic book character, the Hulk? Anna.
4.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
3.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 6.
6.
What musical instrument did Bill Clinton play? Deacon.
Tenor saxophone.
That is correct. How many miles is a furlong? Caleb.
20.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
30.
30.
That is incorrect. It's 1/8 of a mile.
Oh.
That's one of those last year.
Oh, well.
What kind of bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge? Deacon.
Suspension bridge.
That is correct. What was the first movie to earn $100 million at the box office? Anna.
Gone with the Wind.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
$100 million. Wizard of Oz.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Jaws. How old was Marilyn Monroe when she died? Deacon.
32.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
She died young. 36.
36 is correct.
Oh my gosh.
According to the nursery rhyme, who were the 3 men in a tub? Luke.
The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker.
That is correct. Which movie franchise features Bruce Willis as a New York police officer? Luke.
Die Hard.
That is correct. Which parts of the human body are separated by the glabella? Anna.
The hemispheres?
That is incorrect.
It's a flip it up. Sure. Lungs.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is eyebrows.
Oh.
What is a single strand of spaghetti called? Caleb.
A noodle.
That is incorrect.
A spaghetti or something. Spaghetti.
A hair.
That is incorrect.
Spaghetti.
Gosh.
Placato.
No, I'm doing noodle is his holiday answer, guy. Let's go get spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti.
Spaghetto. What religion was President John F. Kennedy? Anna.
Catholic.
That is correct.
He's Christian.
What nation has the largest national anthem? Deacon.
Germany.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
You can go China, Russia, North Korea. Russia.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Greece.
Nice.
The medical condition herpes zoster is commonly known as what? Landon.
HIV.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Some kind of skin condition.
Oral herpes.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is shingles.
Oh. Okay.
What league included teams like the Grays, the Monarchs, the Black Barons, and the Clowns? Anna.
MLB.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sure. The minor league?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the Negro League Baseball.
Okay.
What was the nickname for Star Trek's Dr. McCoy? Callie.
Spock.
That is incorrect.
It's the only Star Trek character I know.
Would you like to steal?
Scotty.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Bones.
Bones. Okay.
And now the video round goes to Tolono.
In June 2024, this National Hockey League team won their first championship in franchise history, defeating the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Las Vegas Golden Knights.
The Florida Panthers entered the league in 1993 as an expansion team and finally won their first Stanley Cup 21 years later.
Okay, let's get started. Back with our questions. How many feet are in a fathom? Caleb.
20.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
100.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 6. The NRA is dedicated to protecting Second Amendment rights. What does the NRA stand for? Callie.
National Rifle Association.
That is correct. What is the brand name of the most popular robot vacuum? Deacon.
Roomba.
That is correct. What battle was Napoleon's final stand? Defeat. Anna.
Waterloo.
That is correct.
So fast.
Who was the first baseball player to break Babe Ruth's career home run record? Deacon.
I can't remember.
Would you like to steal?
No. Jackie Robinson. You can say that if you want. I think it's. Is it Kyle Schwarber?
That is incorrect. It's Hank Aaron.
Oh, I was going to say Barry Bonds.
Which 3 states share a border with California? Caleb.
Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona.
That is correct.
Nice.
What is the largest participant sport in the world? Deacon.
Soccer.
That is incorrect. Would like to steal?
Sport. Cricket. Cricket.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is fishing.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess anyone can do it, so.
What Mark Twain classic was the first novel to ever be written on a typewriter? Anna.
Oliver Twist.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Huckleberry Finn.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Alright.
What Tom Clancy book was the first work of fiction published by the Naval Institute Press? Deacon.
Old Man in the Sea.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
The Hunt for Red October.
That is correct.
Good guess. Okay. Good guess.
The Inventors Hall of Fame is located in which city in Ohio? Deacon.
Canton.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
You just said capital. Cleveland.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Akron, Ohio.
Oh, that's where one world you started.
What do gemologists call 1/5 of a gram? Callie.
Carrot.
That is correct.
Oh,
The continental United States covers how many different time zones? Caleb.
5.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
4.
That is correct. How many novels make up C.L. Lewis's The Chronicles? Caleb.
7.
That is correct. What is the name of the Israeli Secret Service? Luke.
The IDF.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
ISS, the Israeli Secret Service. The ISS.
The Holy Group.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the Mossad. What vulnerable U.S. company made the world's first LCD HD TV screen? Luke.
Samsung.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sony.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Zenith.
Did we both guess non-American? Have you even heard of that company?
What Asian nation is home to K2, the world's second largest peak? The second highest peak, sorry. Deacon.
Nepal.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Is it Pakistan?
That is correct.
Nice.
What tour was Michael Jackson rehearsing for when he died in 2009? Caleb.
Thriller.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Latest. Like, what was his latest? I know he didn't like.
Watch.
PYT. Okay.
PYT.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is This Is It.
That's all.
That wasn't.
What university did George W. Bush attend? Anna.
Harvard.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Texas A&M.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Yale. And that ends round 3.
Great future start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Fall classes start August 18th. Enroll now at parkland.edu/fall25.
St. Joe moves on to play Tuscola in the Bracket 3 final. The winner of the next match will join Champaign Central and Oakwood in the Final Four. Stay tuned for the next match. Spartans or the Warriors, who will be moving on? We'll answer that question right after we meet the teams.
Braxton Moody, Jr.
Braden Taylor, Senior.
Kalen Shin, Jr.
Alyssa Hegarty, sophomore.
Claire Leonard, Jr.
Reader Manning, Jr.
Dane Manning, Jr.
Bella Duker, sophomore.
Luke Ditchfield, senior.
Caleb Peoples, Jr.
Landon Roberts, junior.
Lauren Harris, senior.
Amber Rupel, Jr.
Jeff Gossett, Jr.
All right, let's get started with our questions. St. Joseph Ogden, are you ready? Tuscola, are you ready? Yes. All right, first question. What was the first human organ to be successfully transplanted? Luke.
Kidney.
That is correct. The men's magazine, GQ, was formerly known by what longer name? Brexton.
Gentleman's Quarterly.
That is correct. What is the second lightest chemical element? Caleb.
Helium.
That is correct. A female black bear weighs about 300 pounds. How much does one of its babies weigh at birth? Braden?
30 pounds.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Okay, so this is one of the ones that was on the last year's, but I couldn't really hear it. It was like, it sounded like 1.5.
1.5 pounds.
And that is incorrect. If the correct answer is 1/2. What state comes last alphabetically? Caleb?
Wyoming.
That is correct. According to legend, Cleopatra was fatally bitten by which animal? Luke?
Snake.
Can you repeat the answer?
A snake.
No, that's incorrect.
Python?
The correct answer is an asp.
Ah.
Who was the youngest U.S. president? Caleb?
Kennedy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It's
Teddy, yeah.
That is correct.
He was the youngest elected, but Teddy wasn't elected when his first term was, so.
What region annexed by China in 1951 is referred to as what's that?
Xinjiang? I forgot to say it. No.
And the answer?
I answered it wrong.
Okay. Would you like to steal? Referred to as the roof of the world.
Tibet.
That is correct.
Realized it mid-answering.
Who wrote The Count of Monte Cristo? Caleb.
Dumas.
That is correct. What country is home to the publishing giant that owns Random House and Bantam Doubleday Dale? Luke.
Germany.
That is correct. What did Elisha Otis invent in 1852? Luke.
Chocolate chip cookies.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Washing machine.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the elevator.
Oh.
Okay.
What part of the body is affected by a swelling known as periodontal disease? Luke.
The foot.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Gums.
That is correct.
Teeth.
What game can you peg out in? Brexton.
Oh, Mahjong.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Cribbage.
That is correct. On a standard keyboard, what is the letter to the right of the letter K? Caleb?
L.
That is correct. What body part does a butterfly use to taste with? Brexton?
Proboscis.
That is incorrect. What they're looking for.
The feet.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Happy, Doc, Grumpy, Sleepy, Dopey, Bashful. Who is missing? Luke.
Sleepy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Yeah. So, sleepy.
And the answer? Sneezy. And now the video round goes to Tuscola.
In July of 2024, this Pixar film surpassed Frozen 2 to become the highest-grossing animated film in history, making $1.46 billion worldwide.
Cars 3.
Inside Out 2 earned nearly $1.7 billion worldwide, but already ranks as number 2 due to the Chinese animated fantasy Ne Zha 2, earning over $2 billion in 2025.
And now let's get back to the questions. In 1789, What fall holiday became the first U.S. holiday designated by President Proclamation? Luke.
Thanksgiving?
That is correct. To which group in the animal kingdom do mussels, clams, and oysters belong? Caleb.
Mollusks.
That is correct.
Let's go.
In which part of the body is the anvil? Caleb.
Ear.
That is correct. Who are the actors that play Sam and Dean Winchester on the TV show Supernatural? And the answer is Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. Where did the June 6, 1944 D-Day invasion take place?
Normandy, France.
That is correct. What two South American countries share the region of Patagonia? Caleb.
Chile and Argentina.
That is correct. The term deja vu comes from what language? Caleb.
French.
That is correct. Which U.S. state has the least number of counties? Caleb.
Delaware.
That is correct. What is the capital of Nepal? Caleb.
Kathmandu.
That is correct. What country was the first to build railway lines dedicated solely to high-speed travel? Luke.
Japan.
That is correct. What's the name of the scientific endeavor with the goal of identifying all of the genes in the human DNA? Luke.
Genealogy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Mapping.
That is incorrect. The Human Genome Project. What term is given to ground that is frozen even in summer? Caleb.
Permafrost.
That is correct. Savoy, Chinese, and red are all types of what? Breeden?
Wine.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
You can go. Apples.
The correct answer is cabbage. The colors green, white, and orange can be found on the flag of which European? Caleb.
Ireland.
That is correct. Whose entire 32-line poem, The Addressing of Cats, was reprinted on a British postage stamp? Luke.
Dickens.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Byron.
The correct answer is T.S. Eliot. Who was the first female U.S. Secretary of State? Caleb.
Albright.
That is correct.
Oh, let's go.
What makes up approximately 70% of the human body? Jeff.
Water.
That is correct. What comic book hero escaped the Evanston Asylum to fight evil in the city called the City? Luke.
Rorschach.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Spawn.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the Tick.
Oh, yeah.
What connects the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea? Caleb.
The Suez Canal.
That is correct. This company, created by William Danforth, George Robinson, and William Andrews, was originally created to provide food for farm animals, and they eventually began to focus on domesticated pets. What is this company? Luke.
Neutrogena.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
PetSmart.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Purina. And that ends round one.
My name is Brittany Scott. I went to Parkland College and graduated in 2016. I decided to not go to a four-year school to save some money. I knew I would take the same classes. Actually, some of my classes here were more difficult than my four-year school. I studied general science. I am a civil designer or civil engineer. It's very rewarding to me to see something go from the plans that you drew to being built. Great futures start at Parkland College.
With the score of Tuscola 40, St. Joseph Ogden 230, it's time for our lightning round, where wrong answers cost you points. Let's get started with the first question. The Last Frontier has appeared on the license plate of which U.S. state? Luke.
Alaska.
That is correct. What dog carries the name of the English minister who first bred it? Braden.
Jack Russell Terrier.
That is correct. What black stone is the most common volcanic rock on Earth? Dane.
Basalt.
That is correct. What state university is located in the Nittany Valley? And the correct answer is Pennsylvania State University. Which country artist threw javelins while attending Oklahoma State University? And the correct answer is Garth Brooks. Which famous individual opened the first copper mill in America? And the correct answer is Paul Revere. Which instrument takes over the navigation of an airplane after the captain has set the cruise and speed? Caleb.
Autopilot.
That is correct. What is the largest and heaviest internal organ of the human body? And the answer is the liver. What two snacks are mentioned in Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Caleb.
Peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
That is correct. Which 2014 live-action film provides an alternative view to the classic tale, Sleeping Beauty? Braden?
Maleficent.
That is correct. What is the name for the full moon nearest to the autumnal equinox? And the correct answer is harvest moon. How many electoral votes must a presidential candidate? Caleb?
270.
That is correct. In which city is the Wailing Wall located? Caleb?
Jerusalem.
That is correct. Bucky, or Winter Soldier, is which literary character's sidekick? Luke.
Captain America.
That is correct. And that ends our lightning round.
My name is Sampan Penlin, but I go by Sam. I'm a townie, so I was always aware of Parkland, and I had decided to get into policing. I came to Parkland and started studying criminal justice. I actually had the opportunity to gain a lot of really good relevant work experience. And I was here from fall of 1999, and then I transferred to Western Illinois University and started my police career up in Joliet, Illinois. I've been at Parkland for about 6.5 years, so it's been nice to support students in the way that I was back then. It feels like home. Great futures start at Parkland College.
Going into the third round, the score is Tuscola 70, St. Joseph Ogden 290. Let's get started with our very first question. What legal term describes a group of people who determine whether evidence warrants an indictment? Reading.
Jury.
That's correct. What is the only country that falls in all four hemispheres? Braden?
France.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
And we can go with the UK.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Kiribati. What was the home planet of the Ewoks in Star Wars? Luke.
Endor.
That is correct. What substance is vulcanized to make it harder? Braden.
Rubber.
That is correct. Who created a system of reading and writing to use by the blind or visually impaired? Luke.
Braille.
That is correct. Orcinus orca is the scientific name for which animal? Braden.
Killer whale.
That is correct.
Should have guessed.
What is the school's mascot in High School Musical? Luke.
Wildcats.
That is correct. The largest Chinatown outside Asia is in what California port? Caleb.
San Francisco.
That is correct. What was John Travolta's character's name in Saturday Night Fever? And the correct answer is Tony Manero. What is the non-technical name of an airplane's data recorder that registers Luke?
Black box.
That is correct. The European polecat was domesticated into what animal? Landon.
Lynx.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal? And your answer?
Ferret.
That is correct.
Yes.
Which science deals with the study of the Earth, including the composition? Luke.
Geology.
That is correct. What is the Japanese dish of seafood or vegetables that have been battered and deep fried called? Braxton.
Tempura.
That is correct. What favorite hangout of drivers extends for 1,250 miles off Australia's northeast coast? Amber.
The Great Coral Reef.
That is correct. What trees do coconuts grow on? Luke.
Palm trees.
That is correct. Where on your body are the metatarsals located? Braxton.
Feet.
That is correct. This surreal 1990 crime drama, which asked who killed Laura Palmer, was revived for a third season in 2017. And the correct answer is Twin Peaks. Which actor made his debut as James Bond in the film Casino Royale? Luke.
Daniel Craig.
That is correct. What poisonous weed gets its name from a historic American village? Landon.
Ivy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Any poisonous weeds, guys? Roanoke.
And the correct answer is Jimson weed, also known as Jamestown weed.
Okay.
What Pacific Northwest state is the Evergreen State? Caleb.
Washington.
That is correct. Water is made of which two chemical elements? Luke.
Hydrogen and oxygen.
That is correct. And now the video round goes to St. Joseph Ogden.
The closing ceremony for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris featured what actor and Hollywood icon jumping from the roof of France's National Stadium?
It's Tom Cruise, right? Tom Cruise.
Actor Tom Cruise performed a stunt where he rappelled down the roof of the Stade de France, received the Olympic flag from Simone Biles and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, before transitioning to a pre-filmed segment where he skydived onto the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles. The stunt was part of the handoff of the Games to Los Angeles for the 2028 Olympics.
And now back to our questions. Next question. Which three-digit number refers to the not found error message? Brexton.
404.
That is correct. Beavers are known for their dam building abilities, but what are their homes called? Braden?
Lodges.
That is correct. What sitcom's final episode in February 1983 was the highest rated TV show?
MASH.
That is correct. Next question. What two numbers do you need to calculate your BMI? Braxton?
Height and weight.
That is correct. What is the chilling title of a series of children's books by R.L. Stein? Luke?
Goosebumps.
That is correct. What continent is Greenland a part of? Luke?
North America.
That is correct. Who holds the record for the most wins as an NFL head coach? Luke?
Madden.
That's incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Oh, Polachek.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Don Shula. What is the name of the basic vessel in which most Chinese dishes are prepared? Luke.
Wok.
That is correct. Which team won the first two Super Bowls? Caitlin.
Green Bay.
That is correct. What Kareem Abdul-Jabbar innovation was called the most indefensible shot in basketball? Caitlin?
The dunk.
That is incorrect.
Sure. Alley-oop.
That is incorrect. We were looking for the sky hook.
Oh.
How many stocks comprise the Dow Jones Industrial Average? Luke.
500.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It's all on.
Yeah, 1,000.
That is incorrect. It's 30. Cobweb is a fairy in which Shakespearean play? Lauren.
Midsummer's Night Dream.
That is correct. How many years did the not quite correctly named 100-Year War between England and France last? Braden.
116.
That is correct. What is the imposition of direct military control of normal civilian functions of government? Alyssa?
Junta?
That is incorrect, especially in response to a temporary emergency such as invasion or major disaster or in an occupied territory.
Martial law.
That is correct.
Yeah. You're good, man. We weren't going anyways.
What was the name of the high school in Greece? Landon?
School of Athens.
That is incorrect. And your answer would be?
Red Hill.
Can you please repeat the answer?
Red Hill.
That is incorrect. Rydell High.
Oh, Greece.
The Oregon Trail ended in what state? Luke.
Oregon.
That's correct. On what part of the eye does a cataract develop? Landon.
Cornea.
That is incorrect. So we're looking for something a little bit more specific.
Retina.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is lens. What presidential cabinet department oversees FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency? Luke.
Treasury.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Nature Services. Nature Services. I don't have any idea.
And your answer?
The Department of Justice.
The correct answer is Department of Homeland Security. And that ends round 3.
My name is Zach Steffen, and my current role is an advanced markets consultant with Country Financial. I chose Parkland out of high school mainly because affordability, and I knew I would get a good education and be prepared for whatever the next steps were. The class sizes are the right size. The faculty is very accessible. I was able to take the skills I learned at Parkland and hit the ground running at Illinois. Ended up graduating in 2012 with a degree in agricultural economics. Great futures start at Parkland College.
St. Joseph Ogden will join Champaign Central and Oakwood in the Final Four. Stay tuned for Bracket 4 to see who will fill the final spots in the semifinals. Thank you, contestants.